Chucky, wanna play?
Welcome to prime time, bitch!
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Come play with us, Daddy.
All right, welcome back to Fright Night Flicks. You're here with Dan and Darren.
What's up, guys?
What is up, everybody? Today we are reviewing the 2004 Seed of Chucky.
Who the hell are you?
Shitface.
Now, before we jump in, because there's a lot to talk about this movie, because it is insane.
Well, can I say something?
Sure.
Is this the craziest movie we've reviewed?
I don't want to get into it, but I hated it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that. It is bizarre, though. I was shocked because we're coming off Bride of Chucky, and Bride of Chucky was really good. One of our favorite movies.
Yeah, Bride of Chucky. I mean, it took it turned the whole series or dynasty. We were
It
talking about
changed
basketball.
form
It
a
messed
little
me
bit.
up.
Yeah, we went way before the podcast. We talked, I don't know, again, 10 minutes about Michael Jordan and LeBron. We're big MJ fans, just so you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT. Don't even
debate.
start. Yeah. So, anyways, the Bride of Chucky switched it up where it went that more comedic, kind of campy vibes, but it was great.
Well, because Chucky always had parts of it that was comedian, that was comedy, but most of it was like scary vibes. I don't know, a lot of scary vibes. Yeah, Bride of Chucky was totally like not serious at all.
No, it was good. We love Bride of Chucky. Now, the Seed, man, this is a tough one. But before we get into it, we got to give a special thanks. We have a member upgrade. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Trenea?
You should have done that thing like you do in your videos where you have the computer say the name. Hey, thank you for upgrading, man. And anyone else, if you want to be a Fright Night Faithful or higher, you get one bonus podcast a month. And we do after pods now where we just talk And
we're actually recording... what is it? Your Next is the one we're doing for this month.
Yeah,
and we're recording this like right after this pod.
That's the name of the movie we're recording.
Yeah, I could see how that could be confusing. So, and our top tier gets to pick which movies those are. So anyways, those are all. If you guys want to check it out, go on YouTube, hit the join button, check the membership levels, and we'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about this movie. So this movie was so bad to me. I did like a deep dive. Like I watched interviews, I watched like other reviews, I watched a lot about it.
I should have done that because I was very confused on why they went the way they did. I was like watching, trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, well, it all starts with this man, Don Mancini. You've heard the name before because he's been the writer, I think, on every movie.
Okay.
But this time he got to be the director.
Ooh, took the jump.
Yes, and I'm just gonna say Don Mancini is a gay man. And I believe he wanted to get some things in this movie talking about a little of the sexual nature, you know?
How gender can be fluid, maybe.
So anyways, we'll get into all that. But if you have no idea what this is about, the synopsis: Chucky and Tiffany are resurrected by their innocent, gender-confused child. I'm not writing this. This is what someone wrote, and it makes sense. Glenda in a hit Hollywood, where a movie depicting the killer doll's murder spree is underway. So,
that's a weird. Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of confused. So there's a gender confused child. I don't know if it was gender confused or if it was like a double split personality. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, there was a little bit of like a Psycho thing going on, right? Where he dressed. You remember in Psycho?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that movie in forever,
dude. It's honestly. I'm like, did that happen? It's been so long since I've seen it. He did dress up like a girl, right?
Did he? I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I don't even remember.
It's like a classic, but I haven't watched it. I watched it when I was little, and I don't even remember.
I might have watched it in I had a film class when I was in high school, maybe then, or 8th grade. That's when it was. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll just move on.
Whatever.
I'm sure you guys will let us know. So this was rated 37. So Rotten Tomatoes scores. Critics gave it 37. Audience gave it a 43, which I would say is generous. So
okay, so my first thought actually on that rating, I was confused on how it got such high scores because this is like crazy out there.
It's like there are so many aspects of this, not just like the storyline, the way they went on multiple levels is insane. Yeah, we're just jumping in the initial impressions. Like when you see this child, the Seed of Chucky, like it is insane. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like Gollum, a Gollum vampire.
That's great. My first thought is he looks like a vampire and he's British, I guess. Are British?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's British and he's got pale skin. It's just so shocking because you're like, okay, the last movie we saw, they had a baby, Chucky and Tiffany. And you're thinking, okay, this would be really funny. The baby's going to look like them. This thing looked nothing like them.
Dude, why couldn't we just have this wild little red-haired freak that just goes around like a maniac child?
Just
you know
killing everything. It's got no
Yeah.
filter because it's the worst of them both, right?
Well, you could make it funny, you know what I mean? But like the way they went with this character, the second I saw him, I'm like, oh no. Like, this is going to be bad.
I was just so confused. I thought it was maybe like a dream sequence at first because I'm like, there's no way this is real.
Yeah, and he's British. Like, it's just weird. Like, what is going on?
I know I'm a freak. And of course, I know that I'm Japanese.
Dude, well, so what I was going to say is the funny thing is, because I watched the movie and I obviously part of this movie is this child, Glenda, whatever they call the
Glenn
his
and
name.
Glenda.
Part of the thing is that he has no private parts because he's adult. All right?
Well, don't give it away.
Well, who cares? But that's a big part of, I think, why it got better reviews by users is because it was touching on this topic of this thing dealing with its sexuality or gender.
You think that's why it got good reviews?
When I looked at the reviews, a lot of reviews were talking about that. I'm like, what?
Oh.
Yeah, it shocked me. I'm like, that's why?
I don't want to have another...
No, we're not. Hey, I don't even care about this topic. I'm just saying, like, it surprised me that is what people were saying about this because it's such an insane movie.
We already got the sinners crowd coming after
Oh
us.
my
We don't
God.
need it.
Dude, we get hammered. Heaven forbid I do a Sinner Shorts where he makes fun of the movie. Good Lord.
Yeah, and some people just can't take a joke.
It's really funny, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this movie is just crazy, and we might as well just jump into it. But
Well, okay, we talked about the child, but it's even aside from that, the plot. There's like not a lot going on, and it's so like on the nose, like in your face. We have Tiffany, who's voiced by God, why do I always forget
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly, but we also have Jennifer Tilly in the movie, and there's a lot of these scenes where Tiffany and Jennifer Tilly are talking, but it's like they're trying to be funny about it, where Tiffany will make fun of Jennifer Tilly, but it's just not funny to me.
Yeah, there was a lot of scenes where the jokes just didn't land like they normally do. It was like, yeah, I think it was too on the nose. Like they went overboard. Like we'll get into some of the scenes, but like it's like trying almost too hard.
That's what it felt like to me. It was too much of it, and it just wasn't funny. Actually, that's a good way to put it.
I would say like I enjoyed watching this movie for how like horrible it was to me. It wasn't. I don't think I had too many moments. Maybe there was a couple I kind of like laughed, but nothing like Bride of Chucky.
You know what though? I'm gonna say I did laugh, but I think I mean it was more coming out of the point of like, dude, I can't believe this is going on. Like this worked in the last one where the surprise face on like Chucky, he'll do it sometimes, but even this kid where he sees his mom and dad murdering someone's little face like. And it looks so stupid that it is funny.
I don't know. That kid, I hated everything about him. Like, I'm not talking about the gender thing. I'm just saying, like, the character itself, I hated. Like, I just didn't find it to fit in this movie at all. It like doesn't fit with the series, the franchise, whatever. By the way, I wanted to say this. This is kind of interesting. So I guess when the guy Mancini submitted the script to the studio to produce it or however that whole thing works, I forget who he sent it to, but they sent back, like they declined it, and they sent a note that just said, "This is what I've heard, too gay." That's what they said.
It is weird to put. I mean, straight up, like, why are you putting this all in a Chucky movie? It's weird.
It doesn't need to be in a Chucky
and that's not
movie.
the only problem with it, because really another huge problem is like the plot's awful. Like, we have Redman. Redman's in this movie.
If you have a rapper in a movie, it's going to be tough.
Even though we liked How High. Redman was good.
I did like How High.
Yeah. But the plot itself, like, there's not a whole lot going on in this movie. And most of it's just following Chucky and Tiffany and this kid. And it's just like, why are we doing this?
You could do this gender thing, but you could make it like kind of funnier. Like you have to make it funny. Like it wasn't funny. Nothing was really funny about it. It was weird and more confusing.
Yeah, and the kid's like peeing himself all the time, and
Dude, the whole character
I didn't like it.
was
It was kind of
something else.
disturbing. I'm like, why is he doing this? Like, It's odd.
The whole thing was weird, but let's just get into the movie because we're going to end up going through every scene. So, you ready?
Well, yeah.
Well, you looked like you were taking a drink.
Yeah,
of
you
coffee.
caught me right in the middle of a drink, bro.
All right, so the movie starts off, we're all great horror movies do, with sperm. We have sperm traveling through, I'm going to be honest, we're inside Tiffany's body.
Yeah, we got the race. Hey, we've all been in the race before.
Yes.
We're
all winners.
Yeah, congratulations to us all.
Yeah. So we're watching a baby being grown. And
Wait.
then, what?
Were we individual ones? How did we work?
Are we two that became one, or
We're twins, by the way. Identical. So, and all natural, by
was
the way.
it two that hit the same? I forget how that works.
Hey, let us know in the comments. How do twins work?
Or did the egg split afterwards? I don't know. I forget how that works.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, so we're inside Tiffany and we see this baby being grown. And then we actually get to see the baby come out of Tiffany's vagina from the inside.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You see it open and we come out.
Yeah.
That's how we're starting.
That's the tone of this movie, guys.
Yeah. So anyways, so we meet the kid, all right? We've already talked a little about him, the Seed, Glenda. Now, we got to hit some points. We already talked about a few. One, this kid has a British accent. Don't know why. I guess he grew up over there. It's odd. Whatever. It's not explained why he's there. Who knows?
Well, I thought they did say, I don't know. Maybe they didn't. You're right. He traveled. I thought he got taken or something. Obviously, he did.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyways, he also thinks he's Japanese. Why, you may ask? Because he has a Japan stamp on his skin.
Which actually comes into play later, and it's actually, I thought it was really funny what happened at the end with his karate.
Wow. Okay. We'll see when we get there. But why does he have a stamp?
Because Chucky has a stamp.
So he was born with that?
Yeah. Dan, I don't know. How was he born in the first place? He was born from a doll.
Okay. And we've already kind of talked about this. He has either a split personality or it's the gender identity thing where there's two distinct personalities. There's Glenn, who's the kind, I don't even know. He's like,
pathetic?
He's pathetic. Like he pees himself. He's just a mess, but he doesn't want to murder.
You put it good there.
Where?
The boy side is kind of a bitch.
Yeah. I just try to tone it down a notch.
Well, I beep it, so it's okay.
Yeah, and the girl side is just the maniac murder side.
Well, we don't know that there's that side yet, though.
You're going to know. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we don't have to hide the details of this one. I'm sure we're not going to be spoiling it for anyone.
Yeah. So at this point, he's an orphan, and he doesn't know who his parents are.
Right.
That's where we are. So the movie starts out with a flashback here. He has a dream. He's troubled by these dreams where he murders people. We get a dream where he murders the whole family, but it's all a dream. And he wakes up pissing his pants.
Yeah, so we can see that he's having this trouble because in his DNA is this murder side, and it's hidden in there deep somewhere.
Yeah, and so that's how it manifests at this point, is it's through these nightmares.
And at this point, I'm like, what the F is this show? What am I watching?
This is the start. And by the way, that whole dream was filmed weird. It was hit from his POV, and it just it was odd.
I kind of liked it. I thought it was kind of interesting. It was first person, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing spectacular. Do you have to watch that? No.
No.
Don't worry about it.
So at this point, he's now working at it's like a carnival sideshow type thing.
Which I do like this because if you're a doll, I mean, this is how you would, get a career. You're just going to be the puppet, and you could probably do a pretty good job.
Yeah, I could have actually gone more on this storyline a little bit. It's very quick. Well, he's a part of the Sykes and Shitface show, and he is Shitface. That's his name.
Right.
It ain't even anatomically correct.
Don't laugh. It's a serious condition.
Again, what are we doing?
I don't know, man.
That's his name. All right.
This is the border. I mean, this is just the beginning, and it just gets wilder from here.
Yeah. So Sykes is the guy he works with, but the dude basically just keeps him locked in a cage, kind of abuses him, scares him with rats and stuff. Not a good dude.
No.
All right. So that's what's going on. Shitface, which will soon be Glenn and Glenda.
Correct.
Now we go to Hollywood.
Can we just do the child? We can't use both names, Glenn and Glenda.
Yeah, we can. You have to.
All right, fine.
I've thought about it.
All right.
You have. I mean, because I don't even know how else. You can't say Glenn because it's Glenn. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right, so let's go to Hollywood. So there's a new movie being filmed, and it's called Chucky Goes Psycho. They show a couple kills. They kind of throw you off thinking that Chucky and Tiffany are back alive, but it's just a movie set because they're filming the new movie.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Because when I was watching it, because it was like Santa was carrying the bag through the snow, the murders were bloody. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going real like hardcore with this one.
Yeah.
I knew it! You're not real.
Which maybe they kind of did, but no, it was a scene.
Yeah,
Fake.
it's just a scene. It's a scene in a movie. So they've brought back the dolls. Now, are these the actual dolls?
They have to be because it's them.
So these dolls that murdered a bunch of people are now brought back to a movie set, even though they knew they were like,
yeah,
it's a, I don't know. People think they may have murdered. You know what I mean? There'd have to be that little stigma.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I guess people did think it was real because they're making a movie about the whole thing.
Right.
And that's insane to bring those dolls onto the scene. Yeah, I agree. That's what the movie we're dealing with here. You know what I'm saying?
So, and now we get into the stupid, I mean, this was a thing, I guess, at the time, the meta stuff. So now Jennifer Tilly is playing herself, Jennifer Tilly, and she's voicing Tiffany in the movie, right?
It's too much. It's too much.
Julia Roberts. I'm so tired of hearing about Julia Roberts. I should have played Erin Brockovich. I could have done it without the Wonder Bra.
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly does a great job. And she looks great, but it's too meta.
Yeah, it's a movie within the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so whatever. Well, I'll talk about it afterwards too. So anyways, Tiffany, what you need to know is she wants to be in Redmond's new movie. Redmond, I said it like they
Yeah,
do.
why? Okay, that's the thing. They kept saying Redman. I'm like, why aren't they saying Redman? I've never heard him called Redman.
Yeah, I don't know why they were doing that.
Like a fancy, is that the proper term?
Mr. Redmond.
Yeah. You know what's funny too? Redman and I did it too.
I know.
Redman and Tiffany, the funny thing that I just found it funny when watching this is that they're playing themselves and they're playing like bad versions of themselves. Like Redman is not a good man in this movie. He's just taking advantage of this actress and she's playing kind of like a skanky girl.
Yeah.
He'll do anything for a part.
Yeah, she definitely like let him have some creative freedom with the script.
Which we have part of me is like, I'm like, well, props to these guys for like slandering their own reputation.
So Tilly wants to be the Virgin Mary in Redman's new movie. So Tilly ends up like reading some lines for him and he just is like sitting there staring at her tits the whole time, which I can't blame him.
I have never lain with any man at all. Do you believe me, Joseph? Do you? Do you?
Yes.
Well, dude, so was I. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, yeah.
So the problem is he's already got someone for the role. And at this point, Jennifer Tilly decides, you know what? I'm going to have to sleep with this guy to get the part.
Yep, there you go. And that's the plot to the whole movie.
Yeah. So they end up setting up a date. They'll get back together later. But we got to jump back to the Seed. Let's go see what Glenn's up to.
So
Glenda.
Right now, Chucky and Tiffany, they're not activated. They're dead.
Yes.
Just letting you guys know.
They're dolls.
They're dolls.
So, okay. All right. We're back with the Seed. He has a TV outside his cage where he sees a preview of the new movie. He notices Chucky has the Japan stamp on his wrist, and he concludes, that's my parents.
Thank you very much. I'm no orphan after all.
You know, it's just so funny because it's like, did Chucky ever even have a Japan stamp on his wrist?
I don't think so.
And why did they make the connection? Whatever.
He wasn't made in Japan.
Well, I mean, his doll body could have been made in Japan.
What are you talking about? We saw the factory.
Oh shoot, that's a great point. Why did he have Japan on his wrist? Do you know about this?
No, I just thought of that.
Well, I don't know. Again, it's so stupid. It's like, why didn't you just make him look like them? And then he'd be like, oh, that guy looks like me, so he's probably my dad.
Dude,
there's no answer. It's rhetorical, really.
Yeah. So now he knows his parents are Chucky and Tiffany, but they're in Hollywood. So he ends up escaping his cage and he goes to Hollywood. How he gets there?
What, he'd mail himself?
He's just on it. They do a flash to like the airplane with the little dots. It just go. He just goes.
Oh, there you go. He just goes.
It's like
the Indiana Jones style.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Dude, that's the thing about this movie is like, I've watched this twice. I watched this again last night and I did not want to watch it again It's hard to even remember what happens because it's not like there's nothing really that interesting going on. And it's also, well, I guess there is a lot of interesting things, but it's also crazy. It's like, and I just don't care about a lot of it, you know?
I agree.
There's no story, really.
I mean, there's a story.
Yeah, it's like a basic.
I don't know. Do you think gender identity's basic?
It's not what I want to watch in a horror movie. No. Actually, you know what? It's not what I ever want to watch.
You could, I mean, like I said, I'm not even gonna get into it. You could make that more interesting. It wasn't in this movie, so we don't even need to
not
get
in
into
a horror movie. Like, I'm not trying to watch a drama
well, you could,
style.
well, you already said it could be like if I don't remember if Psycho actually had that in it, but there are a lot of like those killers that dress up as women and stuff, and that's a thing that's like in history, like in like serial killers. So you could play off that. But this character was terrible.
Well, the problem is too, like, I feel bad for him. It's like he's struggling with like who he is. No, in both, like,
you feel bad for him.
Well, yeah,
I hate this guy.
In the beginning, you kind of feel bad because he seems like a sweet kid, but really the struggle in the beginning.
He's not a kid. He's a weird demonic doll.
Well, whatever. But he's struggling with the real struggle in the beginning was whether he's a killer or not, and then it switched to like. Whether he's a boy or girl, but he's not really struggling with boy or girl in this. He's just really the killing thing is his issue.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. He has a couple personalities. We're
I'm
diving
already talking
deep
about this more than I want to.
Yeah. So, anyways, Glenda ends up at the movie set, and he's like in the special effects room where he ends up finding Chucky and Tiffany, who are still dolls. All right. Apparently, he has the heart of Damballa on him. I don't know how.
It's like I feel like I missed parts of the movie, but I don't think they were there. I have no idea how he got that.
Yeah, he ends up resurrecting him. So Chucky and Tiffany wake up, and I do love Chucky's initial reaction to when he sees his child.
It's great.
He's just, everyone's disgusted with the look of this kid.
Who the hell are you?
Shit face.
Dude, if I saw that child, dude, I'd have a similar reaction.
I did have a similar reaction, and I'm still having it. It's atrocious.
I still don't understand why they made him look like this.
It's crazy.
What was Chucky's first reaction?
I mean, it's just his face. You have to show it.
Oh, he's just like,
yeah. And I mean, I think he did like say some lines about how ugly he was.
Where are your mother and father?
Judging from that face, my guess is they're hiding.
Valid, dude.
But see, even that wasn't that funny to me. Like, 'cause it's like, I wonder who's this kid's parents are. Like, you know what I mean?
It's too on the nose.
Yeah, it's like, okay, he's your kid. We all know this. So anyways, so they end up seeing the Japan stamps on both of them. That's where they realize this is actually their child.
Right.
Why Chucky again has a Japan stamp? No clue.
Oh, wait. Okay, I want you to read this next part.
Then this dumbass doll speaks Japanese.
Konnichiwa, Oka-san, Oto-san.
What? No.
You heard that right. He starts speaking Japanese.
Well, you have to remember, he thinks he was made in Japan, so he's really tried to adopt the culture.
He doesn't live in Japan. He wasn't in Japan.
No, but he thinks he's from there, so he's trying to be that. So he's clearly done some research on the side and learned Japanese.
Yeah, don't worry. That's not all he's learned. By the way, they insert like gong sounds and like they have these sound effects. Like they do the, you know, like the little Japanese like kind of sound effects when he does certain things. Stupid. It's so dumb.
No, the movie, this is the dumbest movie I've ever seen. I'm going to stand by, though. The karate scene.
Well, just wait till we get there.
I don't like your attitude towards it. I think it was hilarious.
We haven't even gotten there. Just, okay. So now a production guy arrives to the set, and actually I think this guy is actually a special effects artist in real life, so it's another meta thing. But anyways, he starts to disassemble Tiffany, which was kind of funny because
he's taking the screws out and she's like in pain.
Yeah, she's like, Anyways, this whole thing ends. Chucky and Tiffany wrap a wire around his neck, pull it tight, and just send this guy's head flying.
Let's start raving mad.
Hey, great teamwork, and dude, it looked pretty gnarly. That head was like clean sliced off.
Oh yeah, it sent it flying, and then they're like covered in blood, and they start making out.
Well, that's when the kid looks at his parents and he's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, which I did actually kind of enjoy that until he pissed himself.
Then I'm like, oh, what are we watching here? This is like embarrassing.
Yes. All right.
I would have liked more team kills. They're great team killers.
Yeah, they're great, but that's not where we're going in this movie.
Nope.
All right. So now we got to get back to the gender identity issues because they're arguing like Chucky wants a boy, Tiffany wants a girl. They need to like inspect him find out what he is.
That's what I thought was stupid, though. It's like he clearly looked like and sounded like a boy, right? Until this thing came up.
I thought he was.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, what are we doing?
Now, here's the kicker. They inspect and they show it.
Nothing's there.
It's nothing, like a Ken doll.
Because he's a doll.
He's a doll, yes.
Which is kind of funny, but I'm like, that's kind of weird to put in the movie. Okay.
Yeah, so for the rest of the movie, Tiffany and Chucky are going to be arguing whether it's Glenn or Glenda, a boy or girl.
Yeah, Tiffany wants the girl, Chucky wants the boy. What a great plot to throw in there. No, it's not plot. What is the word? What's that little plot line? A little line off the plot?
Detour?
I don't know.
All right. So
connective tissue.
Now Jennifer Tilly ends up arriving at at the set, right, where they all are. So they all go into doll mode. When Tiffany sees Tilly, she's totally like awestruck. She loves Tilly.
Tiffany likes Tilly?
Yeah, like she's just impressed. Like she's like starstruck.
Dude, see, I already got confused. I was thinking the opposite way. Yeah, Tiffany the doll likes Jennifer Tilly, who is her.
Loves her.
I did think it was funny when they went into doll mode. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh when they like Chucky's like, all right, let's go. Let's get in our mode. And then they like strike some stupid pose.
Shit. Barbie mode.
That is kind of funny because we all know it and that they do it, but the fact they address it was kind of funny.
But dude, too much stuff is just straight up in your face.
Yeah. So anyways, Tilly she finds the dead guy's head, but it's in a special effects room. She thinks it's fake. She ends up kissing it. Then she realizes that thing's real, freaks out, throws it, calls the cops, and ends up leaving in a limo.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah. So now Jennifer's in the limo. We meet her driver, and she gets in the front seat of the limo, sits next to her driver, and we learn that the driver kind of has a thing for her. He loves her. And he spends the entire movie just trying to tell her that. That's it.
Dude, I don't know why they did this. I would love to know because this whole storyline of the driver really didn't play an important part in the movie at all. Like his storyline went nowhere.
No, and it's just weird. It's like, yeah, like this actress is going to get in the front seat of the limo and kiss this driver. Like,
well, the thing is they were supposed to have a relationship, but then as you see, they don't really have a relationship. Tilly likes him kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
So they're up in the front kissing. Meanwhile, in the back seat, you have Tiffany, Chucky, and then Glenda.
Are you a pair of ninja assassins?
We're not from Japan. We're from Jersey.
And they're just like, I think the Tiffany and Chuck are just having some drinks. And it was kind of funny. Tiffany did call Jennifer Tilly a slut.
Oh my God, she's a complete slut.
I like it because she gets protective over her, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, she's looking out for her best interest. And again, this is Jennifer Tilly playing Tiffany, but she's actually, she's playing herself. It's like, it's weird.
Well, and guess what? I'm sure we're going to talk about it. There's going to be times where Tiffany is pretending to be Jennifer Tilly on the phone. It's like,
I don't even know. I might have just cut that out.
You could have, but it's like, oh my God, this is so much.
Yes. All right. So Chucky and Tiffany now, I think they're back at Tilly's house and they tuck Glenda into bed or Glenda into bed. And they're like becoming like a cute little family. So Glenn asks, why, father or parents, why do you kill? And Chucky says, it's a hobby. That's it. And he hates violins. I don't know why, but he hates violins. I don't know what that is.
Why do you kill?
It's a hobby, really. It helps us relax.
Violence is bad.
Violins are bad. That screechy music's gonna ruin the goddamn country.
He hates violins?
Yes. There's a line, because I think he says something about violence, but then he says violins or something, but he makes it clear he hates him.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Guys, I don't know what to say here.
So
I did think it was funny though. Was this when like Glenda had his little bow on his head?
Yes.
It's just like he looks like a little baby. They have him like wrapped up like a little baby, which is funny and a little off-putting.
Is it funny? I thought it was just weird.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I laughed during this movie because I was just like shocked at what was going on.
It's
so
crazy.
maybe it kind of worked in that way.
Sure.
No.
So Tiffany at this point decides that they need to stop killing. And when she she says that, the look on Chucky's face, like, just shocked, you know?
Killing is an addiction like any other drug. Let's quit, Chucky. Right now. Cold turkey.
You have got to be kidding.
Well, yeah, because that's what their whole relationship's built on. Plus, Chucky can't stop. And again, they have nailed his expressions. And anytime you see Chucky's little face with his mouth open, it just cracks me up.
Yeah, it's good. So they do agree to stop. Chucky does, but he crosses his fingers. So obviously he ain't gonna stop. All right, so now we got to get to Chucky and Tiffany's plan. Because if you guys think it's crazy already, it's going to get weirder. And I don't even know what's going on here. So they decide they're going to artificially inseminate Jennifer Tilly with Chucky's sperm.
Okay, I'm glad you brought this up. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I saw this happening and I did not understand why this was happening.
I've thought about this a lot. I think the reason is they need a body for Glenda, and they want to have the body. I guess this isn't explained, I don't think, but I guess they want it to be their actual child. So they're going to use Redman and Jennifer Tilly. So Chucky wants to be Redman. Then Tiffany's going to be
Tilly.
Yeah. Tilly, yes.
Yes, it's hard. Both T's.
And then they're going to have a real life baby that they're going to put Glenda into.
Okay.
I don't know why. I guess they just can't take a random kid or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe because it is going to still be part Chucky, just not Tiffany.
Well, wait, no, it'd be both of them.
How? It's going inside Tilly.
Oh, you're right. It'd be Chucky. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be any Tiffany.
Anyways, that's where we're at.
Why they wouldn't go into the, well, it would take longer. We'll get into, okay. We'll get into, all right. So how are they going to do this? Well, we start off, Chucky's got to jerk off into a cup. And how he's going to do this. Oh my God. So he goes into the bathroom. He asks Tiffany for a hand, to which she shows doll tits.
Gonna give me a hand here?
Which I thought, all right, that's kind of funny.
They showed it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Then, so after she leaves, Chucky picks up some porn mags, starts flipping through them, ending up with a Fangoria magazine.
Okay, which I did like. It's funny. Like, that's what Chucky would be into, right?
A little on the nose, though.
Guys, they're making Chucky, I don't even know what I can say.
Do you know
pleasure himself in the movie for, like, why was this part of the story?
You know, it would have been funnier if it was like some type of like toy doll magazine.
like what kind of toy doll magazine?
Like
Barbies?
Yeah,
Barbies would have been funny.
Would have been good.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's what we need to do when we review these. Take the bad parts and put what the good part would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, they missed out. For sure, Barbie, dude.
Okay, so Chucky's doing his thing. We'll get back to him. Now Redman arrives at the house, so they're having their little date. There's also a reporter who sneaked into the yard, and he's trying to snap photos of Tilly, because remember, she's a celebrity.
Yeah,
right?
This kind of came out of nowhere. But.
Right. So at this point, Tiffany slips some pills into the champagne of Redman and Jennifer Tilly. So she's going to try to knock them out, because, again, we got to do this whole voodoo thing, get their bodies and everything.
Right.
So, well, before that, we got to inseminate, but we'll get to that. So they start making out. The reporter's snapping photos, but as he like pans up, so he's snapping photos of Tilly, but then he pans up and we see Chucky jerking off.
I'm masturbating, midget.
Get it, mini-meat.
Chucky's just going at it like he's mad.
And this dude's having the time of his life.
I mean, dude, what would you do if you saw little Chucky in the window?
Well, not the reporter. I'm saying Chucky's having the time of his life. Oh. He's going at it up there.
Oh, dude.
Anyways, whatever. We'll just move on from that. Redman ends up shoving Tilly's head into her crotch.
Into his.
Yes,
not her own.
Yes. Then Tiffany sneaks up behind him, hits him over the head, because, again, she's kind of protective of Tilly, you know?
Yeah, she doesn't like the way Redman's treating her.
Yeah, so she scolds Tilly at this point, even though Tilly's knocked out. Mom always said, you can always smell it on girls who sell it.
What does that mean? You always smell it.
On girls who sell it. So I guess you can smell skinky girls or something.
Yeah, I like how Tiffany's giving Tilly some life advice.
Yeah. All right. So Tilly ends up running, so she ends up waking up at some point, jumps up, tries to sprint away, but she runs right into Chucky holding a cup of.
This is disgusting. This whole movie was stupid.
Yeah. And then they end up knocking her out or something. They drag their bodies. Tiffany calls Tilly fat. Now we're getting to the point where I'm like, okay, we get it. You're like playing yourself, making fun of yourself, but it's becoming a little much, you know?
Well, that's the thing. One line, sure, where she says something like that, making fun of Jennifer Tilly. Sure, I'm down for it. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all throughout this movie. It's like you're playing the same joke out.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. But that's what I'm saying. This whole thing with Chucky and this whole movie, it's all played out. Because it's funny seeing Chucky say things that are like off, or like kind of his aggressive, like funny tone, or just his funny jokes. Those all work within the context of like a horror movie because you have the scary parts and you have this crazy doll who's just wild, and it's kind of funny. This movie wasn't scary at all, and it was just all the dolls.
Yeah,
it was a doll relationship family movie.
Yeah,
a psychotic one, but it was.
All right, so now we have Redman in the bed next to Jennifer Tilly. Her legs are up, and we have Chucky and Tiffany at the foot of the bed. Tiffany is holding a turkey baster. Well, you see where this is going. We legit are going to artificially inseminate.
Yeah.
So anyways, while that's going on, Chucky ends up spotting the paparazzi guy outside. So at this point, they kind of split off. Tiffany stays with her. Chucky is going to go after this paparazzi, right?
Correct.
So first he goes to Glenda, turns him into Glenn. So he had the bow. I think he took the bow off. So because he's going to teach him his ways, right?
Yeah.
They end up grabbing Redman's car with Glenn on the pedals, Chucky on the wheel. They take off. And when you think this movie can't get any worse, what could you add to just put it over the top?
What?
Britney Spears.
Oh, dude, I forgot about this part.
Britney Spears cuts them off, flips them off. Too much. Chucky rams her off the road, explodes the car, kills her.
Son of a bitch! Up yours, asshole!
Oops, I did it again.
I mean, hey, it was funny and it was shocking. I'm like, dude, what is Britney Spears doing in this movie?
It was funny to me for the wrong reasons. I don't know, man. That's crazy.
It's so absurd that would be in this movie, but it does fit this movie. I don't know. Oops, I did it again.
So anyways,
why is Britney? You know what? You're right. Why the heck is she in this movie?
Well, it's not really her.
It wasn't her?
No.
Oh, it was a fake Britney?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it would have been better if it was her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know what to say to this stuff, honestly. This whole thing is so stupid.
Nope, you don't need to. Let's just keep moving. Chucky ends up visiting so he goes up, finds the paparazzi guy who's developing the film. He hangs upside down, waiting to strike when Glenn decides he's going to help this guy. So Glenn jumps out, tries to warn the dude, like, hey, the Chucky's up there, whatever. The dude gets scared, runs backwards, ends up spilling sulfuric acid on his head, killing him.
Yeah, so we see that, Glenn is trying to be good again. And even when he's trying to be good, he's got the killer in him and he causes a death.
Yeah.
And this really affects him negatively.
But Chucky loves it. He's a natural killer. They even snap like a father-son photo.
Yeah, Chucky wanted to make sure they remember their first kill together. Which I did like. It's funny watching Chucky try to be a father as much as he can be.
Yeah, sure.
I also did like him hanging upside down. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that did look kind of cool. He's like on the wall. I don't know how he was doing. Oh, his legs were on a bar or something.
Yeah, to me, it's like the father showing the son how to hunt.
Yeah. All right. So now Tiffany, because again, she's trying not to kill, but she's having a hard time. So she's reading like a 12-step book to rid herself of this addiction she's having.
Yeah, because they're trying to be a normal family. Tiffany, we saw that from the last one. She really wants a family. She wanted to be married. Now she has a kid. She's trying to be better.
She is. All right. So now Redman and Tilly, I say it like they do now. Redman and Tilly end up waking up in bed. They don't remember what happened. They're not sure if they hooked up or not, whatever. They end up eating dinner.
I'm like, this is problematic. You know, like.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
You get it.
Yeah. So anyways, Tilly now has like figured out that she's pregnant. She got like morning sickness, other stuff went on. She knows she's pregnant, and she tells it's Redman, it's your baby, even though they just hooked up. But it can't be because he had a vasectomy. So it's not hers. And then he tells her she's not going to be in the movie because she's not going to be hot now because she's pregnant.
Which is funny because it's this whole, like, I feel like they're doing a parallel with Mary getting pregnant. Now Tilly's pregnant with...
Not looking into it.
Yeah, no. And it's also, again, it's so stupid. It's like Tiffany doesn't seem surprised at how quickly she's growing. It's just, she's just accepting she's pregnant and the baby's moving fast.
Yes.
That's
so
all.
that is all. So Tiffany now hears, like, she's hearing all this stuff with Redman. Redman's being a dick to Tilly. So she really wants to murder this guy, but she's in recovery. So she calls the recovery hotline. All right. She gets this guy on the phone who basically tells her like he's relapsed too. They think that he's, she's talking about something else, whatever. And he tells her Rome wasn't built in a day, to which Tilly thinks that's a free pass to murder.
I did think that was funny because she is looking for any excuse to get back out there.
I think I said Tilly. It's Tiffany.
Whatever.
I probably said it 8 times. So anyways, Tilly ends up leaving Redman and she walks out of the room real quick, to which Tiffany swoops in, knifes him in the stomach, spilling his intestines out. But then she looks and Glenn watched the whole thing.
Oh, Glenda, it was just a little slip. There's no need to tell your daddy.
Her poor son saw it. She had promised she wasn't going to kill anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, pretty heartfelt right there.
So sure.
Very emotional moment.
Did you notice? So then I thought he winked. He kept winking and I thought it was winking, but on second thought, I think it's his other identity coming through.
Well, I think he's starting to lose his mind because it's like very disturbing that his parents are killing everyone. So it's like his little eyes, I wouldn't call it a wink. I'd say it's more of a twitch.
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
It's like he's starting to malfunction is what I thought.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's probably better, but whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, so Chucky and Tiffany meet back up when Tiffany explains voodoo pregnancies, because you're going to need to know, because this thing moves fast, and that's all you need to know. Voodoo pregnancy happens like in days.
It's so funny. This all is happening. I'm like, I didn't understand why any of it was happening.
Again, it's like they don't make it clear like why they really need to make Tilly have a baby.
I mean, this is the whole movie. It's pretty much we've just been at a set and like hanging out at the house with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
That's it.
So at this point, Tilly is now like super pregnant. Like she's got that big old baby bump,
Yep.
Chucky ends up attacking Tilly. I don't remember why he did it, but he did. And he's hanging off her back, doing his legs dingling thing. We didn't really get enough of that stuff in this movie. Anyways, they end up tying her up. Actually, this part did kind of make me laugh a little bit. He ties her up and he's standing there and then he starts looking at her tits. And he's going in for a grab, but he gets caught by Tiffany watching.
What are you doing? Stop it. What the hell is going on in here?
I mean, her boobs were a big part of this movie. They were out the whole time. And I did love it. It's like he can't help himself. Chucky's just a dog, dude.
Yeah.
And he's ready for he just wants a little squeeze. He can't help himself, bro.
Oh, so anyways, Chucky, Tiffany, and Glenda have a little family talk when Glenn decides he wants to be a boy. But then he decides being a girl would be nice too. Being a girl would be nice as well.
Whatever.
And then he speaks more Japanese.
Sometimes I feel like a boy. Sometimes I feel like a girl. Can't I be both?
We'll deal with it together. As a family.
Okay, son.
It's crazy, dude. It's
Japanese,
insane.
dude.
This whole thing is insane.
Okay, so now we get to a point where it's the family starting to split up. Tiffany and Glenn just do not want to be killers. And Chucky gives a speech of how he loves killing. I think that's it.
Yeah, he's kind of like doing his thing. I mean, you're kind of cutting it off. He reveals Redman.
Oh, that's right. So, okay.
Yeah, I was like, you cut it off. The whole point is Chucky's kind of just telling the whole family, like, hey, we're killers. We're all killers. We all enjoy it. I don't know why we're pretending not to. And he bumps the closet and Redman's body comes out, exposing that Tiffany has already killed again since she wasn't. She's
had a relapse, and we all know this. So, anyways, now that Redman's dead, Chucky's going to need a new body, because that was his plan, right? So Tiffany calls up the driver, who's the guy that Tilly, the limo driver.
And he believes it's Jennifer Tilly because Tiffany sounds just like her.
Because it is her.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the driver ends up coming over. He gets tied up, and now they're prepping the whole voodoo ritual. When the assistant arrives, so I haven't even mentioned her, but Tilly has an assistant. You don't really know much about her. She's just her assistant, right?
Well, yeah, she was in it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have nothing else to say. There's not much important at all.
Yeah, so the assistant finds them tied up to the bed, and Chucky is about to go stab her when Glenda arrives. Comes out of nowhere, uses hairspray and a lighter, sends this girl like in a ball of fire flying off the second floor onto the first.
You said Glenda, but at first you didn't know. And I did kind of like this part because it looked like Tiffany because it had long hair, right? And it sprays this fireball, kills the girl. And I'm like, oh, that kill was kind of cool. Like, that was kind of crazy. And then it's revealed that it was Glenda now. Glenn has turned into Glenda, his killer personality.
Glenn?
Guess again, Daddy.
Glenda?
Yeah, with full makeup and everything.
And he's she now is 100% on board with killing.
Yeah, it's the whole evil arc is like fully taken over. And then but it doesn't last like at all because Tiffany slaps her, turning it back to Glenn.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, Tiffany wants the nice child, not this evil killer.
Yeah, so that's like really all you see of Glenda. That was it.
The hard part with this movie too, the kills, it's like, who cares about it? Like, there's no character development at all. Like, you didn't really get to know anyone. There's no weight to it. Like, that girl died. It's like you barely even knew who she was.
Yeah, this movie doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, but it was a good kill. Like, it's probably the best kill of the movie. Like,
it looked neat.
Yeah. So anyways, now Tiffany is helping Tilly deliver the baby. And Tilly does have a funny line where she calls Tiffany a star effer.
Tilly calls Tiffany?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Jennifer Tilly?
Yes. Calls Tiffany a star effer.
I guess because she's going after her and she's a star.
I don't know why, but that line I just thought was kind of funny. All right, so now the babies are born, and it's not one, it's two. A boy and a girl are born. And even though they use Chucky's seed, they're real life humans, which I guess makes sense because Chucky's a human.
Does that make sense, Daniel?
I guess it does. I don't know. So now they're going to do some voodoo. Tiffany's going to Tilly, Chucky's going to the driver, and Glenn has to choose which one he wants to be. Or does he?
Wait. Chucky didn't go into the driver. I thought they killed the driver.
You're jumping ahead.
Oh, my bad.
That was the plan.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I totally forgot. You're right.
This is when Chucky just speaks he really touched my heart. So I'm like, thank you, Chucky.
100%. When Chucky's talking at the end of this movie, I feel like he speaks for the audience.
Yes. And he decides this shit has gone too far. He just wants to be a doll. And he gives this passionate speech. He's just a killer doll. That's all he wants to be. He doesn't want to be a human anymore. He's Chucky, the killer doll, and he digs it. All right? He has everything he wants. A beautiful wife. And then I loved when he got to the kid because he can't say like a beautiful son or daughter. And he says, and multi-talented kid.
Dude, I just loved it because, again, at this point, I'm like, I'm fed up watching this. I'm like, dude, this movie has just like gone all over the place. What are we doing? It's insane. And Chucky, it's funny that Chucky brought us all back to what really matters.
Yes.
There is a limit to how much I can take. I'm one of the most notorious slashers in history, and I don't want to give that up. I am Chucky, the killer doll.
At this point, Chucky isn't enough for Tiffany. She wants more. This isn't what she wants. So she's going to leave him and she's taking the kid. So she thinks. But Chucky obviously gets infuriated. He goes to kill Tilly because he knows Tiffany wants to get in her body. The driver throws his body in front of Tilly and he gets killed.
Yeah, and the funniest, well, you had it here, but I'll just jump it. The funniest thing, is it funny? I don't know. But the driver never got to say, I love you to Tilly, even though that's what he was trying to do this whole movie.
Yeah, well, he does in his last breaths.
Did he actually say it?
I think so.
Oh, I thought he wasn't able to get it out.
Who doesn't? Yeah, whatever.
What?
Who knows?
Hey, guys, I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah.
I brought it up. Still don't care.
So Tiffany gets pissed off, takes the knife, throws it into Chucky. Cops arrive, but the dolls are gone. Now we cut to the hospital. Tilly's in the hospital. Her babies are in the maternity ward, so they were born. Everyone's healthy and fine. But Glenn and Tiffany are under the bed. Or Glenda, the two. So Tiffany ends up sneaking over to the IV bag, injects something in it to knock Tilly out. So at this point, Tilly's now going to transfer her soul into Chili. Into Tilly. The only problem is Chucky arrives with an axe to the door, and he starts chopping through this door, makes a hole big enough for that fat ass head to fit through, and he sticks it through. And they set this up to be like the Shining line.
I know. I'm sitting there waiting for him to say it, but this is actually the first time they didn't play out a joke.
I can't think of a thing to say. F it.
Which I actually thought was funny because that line has been used so much. It was a fun, different take on it.
Yeah. I mean, they always have a little like nod. Like they had the pinhead thing in the last movie. That was the last one, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, now at this point, Tiffany starts the ritual, but she gets hit in the head by Chucky's axe. So she starts the ritual. Did she finish? She absolutely did. She's Tilly now.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
There you go.
All right. Now we got to get to the scene Darren wanted to talk about.
I mean, my opinion, the best scene in the movie.
Okay. So Glenn and Chucky now have a face-off.
Right.
So Chucky just killed his mom. We got to fight, right?
Did you say that earlier? I don't even know if you said that, but Chucky showed up there too?
Yeah, well, I just said it. He came through the door.
Oh, maybe I was daydreaming.
Wow.
I mean, dude, this movie's bad.
Yeah, so they have a face-off, and Glenn, how's he going to fight Chucky, but with the Japanese art, karate?
Oh, this is so funny, dude. It's just so stupid. But again, because Glenn has really studied the arts, it's his heritage. So he apparently is going to do some karate against Chucky.
Yeah, so they start to fight. Chucky runs at him. Glenn does a flip over the top. It's just ridiculous. Tilly, who's now Tiffany, ends up waking up, slides the axe over to Glenn, to which he hits Chucky in the chest, knocking Chucky to the ground. Then he chops off Chucky's arms and legs, turning him to a McChugget.
McChucket?
McChucket. But the whole thing, Chucky's loving this because he's like, Glenn's a killer.
Yeah.
And he's like not even mad about it. Then he cuts off Chucky's head.
Attaboy, kid.
Which we all know will not kill Chucky, so whatever.
Well, the funniest thing, though, I can't emphasize how stupid it looked when Glenn was doing karate and doing flips over Chucky with like this music behind it, this Japanese or I don't know, whatever music, Chinese music. Hilarious.
Chinese?
Or whatever it was. Well, because he said he's from China. What is
China?
karate?
What are you talking about?
Doesn't it say made in China?
Oh my God. No, it doesn't say made in China.
What's it, Japan?
Yes. What do you think we're talking about?
I don't know. I forgot already.
Holy cow.
Made in Japan. Why did it say made? Oh, okay. Anyways, we've already been there.
Wow. I'm worried about you. All right. So we cut to 5 years later. So now Tilly's twins are bigger again. These are human children. They're bigger. And we basically learned Glenn didn't have to choose, or Glenda, because somehow his personality, he went into both children. So there's a Glenda girl and then there's a Glenn boy.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the housekeeper shows up to Tilly and complains that Glenda, who's like a monster, she's like a nightmare of a child. She can't work with her. And you see her outside and she's like staring at him with this bright red hair. Whatever. So Tiffany ends up killing the housekeeper, protect her kids, I guess. I guess she is killing now. So that whole arc of her not wanting to kill and being the family, that's just gone.
Yeah.
Anyways, now we see Glenn, who's outside. They're having like a birthday party. I don't even know if it's theirs. Whatever. So Glenn gets a present. He opens it up, and it's Chucky's arm. He pisses himself right before Chucky's arm grabs his neck. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah. So,
final rating.
This thing sucked. Honestly, even like reviewing it is not fun. It's like too wild. Like there's too many like crazy things happening. Not very funny. The jokes, like you said, just missed. Chucky's good. He still has some funny jokes, but it's just because there's so much of it. It's just so ridiculous that they don't land like they normally would. And the Glenda thing, just like not fun. I don't care. This thing's like a 3.2.
Interesting.
I would never watch this again. I didn't even like watching it the second time. It's not fun to me. It's just too stupid.
Yeah, I think they went too far. Like with Chucky, you kind of need little doses of Chucky. He's better and smaller. Like he shouldn't be like the lead of it. Like you kind of need him more on the side. There was like way too much of them to where there wasn't the impact of him like sneaking around or anything.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying too. It's like there's nothing scary about this at all.
No, there's no. It's really not a horror movie.
Well, because a lot of the time in other movies, you're following the characters, the main characters not being Chucky or the other dolls, and then occasionally Chucky will pop in. And it's fun to see when he comes in, and sometimes you're not expecting it. It's like a horror movie. This was like there wasn't any of that. It was just following Chucky and Glenn and watching Chucky, Glenn, and Tiffany and watching their relationship as a family grow and how they deal with the dynamics of that.
Yeah. All I can say is I hope this Mancini, I hope he doesn't write any more of these movies. I think he did write the next 3 or so, whatever many are left. But man, he missed the ball on this. This is like one where I'm like, you put way too much of like what you wanted into a movie, like just disregarding the franchise entirely. Like it's like this is his movie that he wanted, but like nobody else did.
Again, I'm shocked it got as good of reviews as it did.
Like, it was terrible, dude. We've already hit on all the whole Glenda thing. That was ridiculous. The making that doll, the way it looked alone was crazy. I don't even need to get into that anymore. This is a 1.3. And I feel like I want to give it lower.
The only reason I'm even higher is I think the absurdity was funny at times, but it's like...
If anybody ever asked me, should I watch this? I'd say no, don't watch it.
Well, no, yeah, don't. You don't need to.
Actually, I'd probably say if it's the worst movie you're going to see. Like the worst, it has to be the worst Chucky movie.
I hope so.
Dude, if there's another one that's anything like this, oh my gosh, this was terrible. All right, let's get into some fun facts about the movie.
Sure.
Interesting facts. All right, number 1. It's the first Chucky film directed by creator Don Mancini. Interesting. After writing all previous Child's Play films, Don Mancini stepped into the director's chair for Seed of Chucky. His goal? Lean full tilt into horror comedy and meta satire, embracing the absurdity that had slowly built up over the series.
You embraced it too much. Too much absurdity.
Yeah, we went way absurd.
You can't just be absurd to be absurd. You gotta have a nice little mixture in there.
Yeah. Number 2, Glenda was inspired by Ed Wood's real-life identity struggles. So Chucky and Tiffany, it said Chucky and Tiffany's child. Glenn and Glenda is a direct reference to Ed Wood's cult film Glenn or Glenda. It came out in 1953. Don't know about it. Apparently that's Ed Wood's struggle. I don't even know who Ed Wood is.
No, I don't know.
Apparently it's a cult film. I don't know. It doesn't sound, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I want to watch that one.
Why would you? It was 1953.
Yeah, that's going to be like black
identity.
and white.
Is it something you're interested in?
Yeah. The character explores gender identity and duality, making Seed of Chucky one of the first mainstream horror films to feature a non-binary character. Though it's done in a wildly exaggerated comedic style, I would argue it's not done in a comedic style. But
well, it tried to be comedic. Why did they have honestly, why did they have that doll peeing all the time? That was like the weird part with it. Well, one of the
That was the weird part.
That was one of the weird parts.
I don't know. I'm over talking about that. So, number 3, Jennifer Tilly plays herself and Tiffany. Actress Jennifer Tilly pulls double duty playing both herself and Tiffany. The film satirizes Hollywood's vanity, celebrity culture, and gender roles, with Tilly hilariously skewering her own public persona.
Yeah, that part did make me laugh that Tilly was acting in ways that she probably wouldn't want to be portrayed in real life, right?
It was funny to a point, but they just did it so much in the movie that it got played out. Yeah. So, anyways, number 4, Redman was originally supposed to play himself as a priest, apparently. Also, his role, I watched an interview on it. They wanted to give it to Quentin Tarantino.
Oh.
Which actually probably would have been better.
It
wouldn't have helped this film, but it would have been probably.
Redman didn't really play much of a role.
Yeah, but it's still, it's kind of was just like, what? Redman's a director or whatever. Does he direct? I guess he did How High.
Yeah, but it would make more sense for a movie about, what was the movie? Jesus or Mary? I don't know I can't remember what movie he was directing. He wanted her to play Mary. I don't know what the movie was. Whatever. Yes, it makes more sense for a director to actually play that part, but
I don't know. Well,
it wouldn't have helped.
I don't know. Rapper Redman appears in the movie as a fictional version of himself directing a Bible or biblical epic for some reason. Agreed. I don't know why. That was weird too. In the original script, I'm sure this is some Mancini deep thought that he had. Like,
can we just end this?
Yes.
I mean, I'm over this review.
In the original script, he was supposed to play himself as a priest, but the idea was scrapped last minute, and they leaned into Hollywood's absurdity instead. Sure. All right. Number 5. It was the most decisive film in the franchise.
Try again.
Divisive. With its mix of crude humor, self-parody, and outrageous tone, Seed of Chucky split fans and critics alike. Some loved the bold, transgressive humor and gender-bending chaos.
Genre. Are you okay?
Others thought it had gone completely off the rails. Despite mixed reception, it laid the groundwork for future entries to experiment even further with Chucky's mythology and tone.
Okay, well, I'm okay with the mythology experimenting. I don't know that I would go on this same path, which I can't imagine that it was in the same vein as this movie.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's just, this was a horrible movie.
Dude, I honestly didn't even have fun reviewing it because it's like, what interesting things are there to say about a movie that's just so terrible and crazy? The
problem, we like bad horror movies, but this is just bad. Like, there wasn't like a lot of funny stuff in it, honestly. A couple parts that were kind of humorous that we talked about. Other than that, most of the stuff that tried to be funny was like, to me, I was like, that's lame.
No, when I watch these movies, I think about memorable parts that stuck out to me that were funny or interesting or just like things that would make us talk about the movie.
Oh, do you know what? One part, actually, I didn't mention that was like absurd. When he's running, he escapes the cage and he's running. The way that was filmed was crazy. Did you remember seeing it?
No.
Dude, you got to watch that back because he's like running, but it's almost like green screened or something. It's weird.
Oh, yeah.
It was super weird.
It's weird, but it's not like in a good way.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the other Chucky movies, there's these little scenes where Chucky will say something or do something that is really funny and it stands out in your mind. This one I've watched twice, and honestly, there's not one scene where I like really sticks out in my mind other than the fact that just the idea of them having a baby that's just so weird.
Well, dude, and like him jerking off, and it was just like so over the top. Where it's like you could make a jerk off scene funny, but like that was a lot of talking.
How would you make it funny?
Like if he got caught or something, like Tiffany caught him like in a room where you don't see it all going down, but she just like,
hey, we'll save the rest for the after pod.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay tuned, members.
Yeah. All right, you guys, that's our review of the Seed of Chucky. It's freaking terrible. Hopefully don't watch it. Just listen to our review and just be glad you don't see it.
Or if you liked it, drop comments down below. Cause you know what's funny? Sometimes people have different opinions. Maybe some people liked it. Apparently 43% gave it positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So
sure.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyways.
Hey, and if you want to join us for the Afterpod, become a member because we're going to drop it right after here.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. Special thanks to all our members, subscribers. We appreciate all you guys.
Hey, if you liked us, please leave us a review. 5 stars would help. We got a couple I saw on Apple.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put them in.
I didn't see any comments, though. They just hit the 5 stars, which is okay.
We'll take it. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.
Yeah.